Gamers, how come Star the Shooting Star never got a hip early 2000s reboot like Sonic the Hedgehog did? He could be like, he could have like long legs and soap shoes and long star tips, and he could say swears. But we never got that. Instead we just got Sonic the Hedgehog. Who even wants Sonic the Hedgehog? Hey Siri, name one person on Earth that wants Sonic the Hedgehog.
I found this on the web.
That's just a list of Sonic the Hedgehog characters, Siri. That's not what I asked for. Oh well. Gamers, Saturday, 1 PM Eastern. Cracking open the gamer juice so we can cool off. Cinco's home today, so we don't gotta worry about the baby interrupting our game dev sesh here. Ah, classic boomer flavored gamer juice. Alright, so we're like this close to knocking out the Nathan Drake boss fight. Why do I have one ear off? Put both of them on. We're this close to knocking out the Nathan Drake boss fight. This close. So I anticipate we knock it out today, and we get started on the next stage. So gamers, if you haven't already been thinking it, think. Who's gonna be the main character? Oh, don't worry, Rankdankus, it's not done. Like, in terms of balancing has to happen. But that's going on our list of, you know, things that have to happen on the line. It needs to be balanced. There's no way it's balanced. We'll come back to it. But anyway, y'all need to start thinking. Y'all need to have been thinking. Who is the next character going to be? Where will the stage take place? And who are they going to fight? Let's see. What was I doing? Hold on. How do I use my computer? Computer? Oh, I use this thing. Is this it? There we go. There it is. Oh, boy. Ooh-wee. So remember, we're going to want one stage per... So remember, the idea for the game is, in each stage, you have to collect all the items. If you finish the stage with all of the collectibles, you get to...
Ding, 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 ding. Welcome to Windows 98. Why are you still using Windows 98? What is wrong with you? Stop buying computers from thrift stores, man!
If you finish the stage with all the collectibles, you go to the bonus stage, and if you beat the bonus stage, you get whatever our stand-ins for the Chaos Emeralds are going to be. There's 7 Chaos Emeralds, so we need 7 stages. Alright. How it's gotta be. Let's see. Let's bust in here and see what we're working with. Good old 35%. Okay, so right now we have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 stages. So we're just over halfway through the game, you know? Okay, so, here's what we did last time. Drake. Drake the Destroyer. Okay, so, he needs to have some left-right movement. So let's see. That shouldn't be too hard. Okay, are we using any of his alterable values? Of course we are. We're probably using A or something for his vertical speed. We are. So that leaves B and C free. So we can use B for his horizontal speed. Alright, so if alterable value B equals 0, we will set his x-coordinate to his own x-coordinate minus, not minus that much, minus some. If his x-coordinate is less than or equal to 60, less than or equal to 64, then we set his alterable value B to 1. Then we do the other direction. If alterable value B equals 1, we add toward his position. And then if his x position... Hey Siri, what's 640 minus 64?
640 minus 64 is 576.
I'm gonna do that. It's greater or equal to 576. Then we set B back to 0. Let's see how this is gonna look. One more thing. He should only move when he's not bouncing. That's pretty important. Wait, is that the pattern that gets created every time? Hold on. Oh, it is. Look at that. It consistently makes the same pattern. We need to add some randomosity to the mix here. Let's see. Okay, so we already have code to detect if he's like up on the top of the screen. So all we have to do here is when he's doing that, we'll set alterable value B to a random number between 0 and 1. So let's see. Oh, he came back for me. Then he tends to favor the corner. Or not. It's hard to actually tell what's happening. Okay. How can we do this? We'll just do another event. So, if Donut Drake y coordinate less than or equal to 15 and oh, one more thing. The event that moves him, it should only happen when he's on screen. So if it only triggers when his Y position is greater than 15. Okay, so when he's above screen, if Laura's X position is less than Drake's X position, God, oh fuck. then we will move him left, and vice versa. And I guess we can also modify alterable value B, right? I guess we could. We'll set B to 0. And we'll also set B to 1. Let's see how this works. This isn't working. What just happened? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Gamers, we've crashed, and I don't know why. Oh boy. Gamers, we crashed so hard that I guess the driver that runs my mouse also stopped working because the mouse isn't working. Will this let me hot plug it? Nope. Well, for the sake of getting my mouse back, we're going to restart the computer. Oh boy. Strongbad's not saying anything. You know what that means? The source of the crash was the sound driver, which is the same thing causing these stutters and fuck-ups. So let's give this a moment, and if it doesn't shut down, we'll force kill it. Control-Alt-Deleting? No, I'm Control-Alt-Plussing. Oops. Now I'm Control-Alt-Deleting and it's still not going. Wow, the sound driver has hard killed this fucker. Here we go. So I know you guys are joking, but you know what would be really funny? You know what would be really funny? If the people who made the Grand Theft Auto trilogy remasters, you know, where everyone looked like a smeary, like, weird, like, doll, and everything was wrong and sucked, if they had to remaster Fallout 3. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? That would overtake original Fallout 3 in terms of being like a giga fuckfest of disaster. That's the kind of gaming disaster I want to know about. That's what I want to see. That would be hilarious. That would be funny. Okay, let's see. When was the last time I saved? Did we keep any of that? Kept none of it. Not that it matters, but still. Okay, we'll try this again. Let's see. So, alterable value B equals 0. Stop displaying, and his Y position is greater than 15. We will move him to the right. I feel like our computer is trying to sabotage us to keep us stuck working on the Nathan Drake boss fight forever. Okay. +4. Hasn't been like 3 weeks with Nathan Drake boss. It might have been. I'm not sure. It all kind of blends together. So X position is less than 65. 64. Set B to 1. Then we do the other direction. We're going to save after this, so we don't have to repeat this. Wait, plus. This should be minus, not plus. Okay, so that one should be plus. Okay. And then greater than 576, we turn it back around. Save. I've considered getting a different computer for us to work on this game with, but I don't know. I feel like it'd be too much of a time and money investment. And this has been serving us fine other than the sound issue. It's really not a time-appropriate machine. Like, the ThinkPad T22 came with Windows 2000 installed. Like, this is not the appropriate machine to be running Windows 98. You know? We're kind of out of time in terms of this computer's, you know, creation and everything. Like, it's not the appropriate operating system for this one. Let's see. Laura's X position is less than X position. Less. We go that way. Then we'll do the opposite. Let me tell you, one thing I've really wanted to do, and I'm only telling you it now because I'm not sure if it's ever going to happen just because of the skyrocketing price of any sort of retro computing stuff. I've been wanting to set up a Windows XP machine with period accurate hardware. Other than a power supply. You would, of course, need to get a modern power supply, otherwise you're going to blow your shit up. I've been wanting to set up a period-accurate Windows XP machine. And I really, really wanted to do it with my actual Windows XP machine I had when I was a teenager, but I can't for the hell of me find it at my parents' place. It might be gone. I might have gotten rid of it, or gave it away at some point in my young adulthood, and I don't remember. But I really wanted to do that. I wanted to set it up with, like, a Pentium 4 processor. I want to have like a Radeon 9800 Pro video card. I want to have 512 megabytes of RAM. And then any game that we could run on there, I want to run it on there. Like, for example, when it's time to play Hitman 2, I would want to play Hitman 2 on that. But once again, it's a thing where it might not be worth the financial investment. And you gotta remember, there was a time period around there where a lot of machines used these capacitors that blew ass and would just blow the fuck up. So a lot of machines from that era, you would need to replace the capacitors, or else shit's gonna go sour. Yeah, only reason I'm telling you that is because I don't know, it might not happen, because it just might be too much. Notice how he's moving to the right? I feel like I probably fucked up the directions. I guess, hold on. Oh, look at this. Both of these events are checking for if Laura is less than. This is supposed to be changed to greater than. I might still do it, to be honest, now that I'm saying it out loud. I might still do it, but it wouldn't be for a while. There'd be no point doing it anytime soon, because I'd still have to watch this baby during most of my streams, so it wouldn't be worthwhile. Okay, see how he's targeting Laura now? So if we start moving... Oh god. Whoa! That's pretty brutal. That's pretty brutal. Oh, that's brutal. Now here's the thing, you see how we're safe in the corner? That won't be a problem during actual gameplay, because if you'll recall, during that final-ish phase, we're already plopping 2 lava blocks in the corner, so that you can't be safe there from the sandwich ring. So that's not something we have to worry about. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to save. We need to actually plop him into the appropriate part of the fight so we can start testing and wrapping the shit up so we can go to the next stage. Let's see, where is the code? Right, so this is the code that raises him up. Y -4. Okay, that's during boss state 5. Okay, here we go. So. Yeah, Spooky, the eBay app does that to me sometimes too, where it just insists upon showing me shit that I looked at once. One thing I've noticed, and I didn't know eBay did this, is if you look at an item, I guess at some point it tells the seller that you looked at the item, because sometimes you'll get like an offer from the seller, like a few hours later, for the same item for like $5 off or something. And that's kind of neat, to be honest. Granted, I've never went ahead with it because I don't have any fucking money, but that's kind of neat. Okay, boss state equals 5. And Nathan. Y position is less than... I'd say -64, maybe? We will create... Donuts, Drake. Not that. 0, 0. 320 minus 32. Okay, we will create Donuts, Drake. 320 minus 32. And then we will destroy regular Drake. Right, there is a second. But theoretically, that should get us into that last state of the fight. So I have it saved. We're going to delete the Donuts Drake object here, because the game should be able to create him now. I think we did that wrong. We did it wrong. All the events are gone. Let's quit and reload. What did I do wrong? Let's double check what I just did. See what I did there? That little icon? That's regular Drake, not Donuts Drake. 320 minus 32. Okay. $320 minus 32. There we go. Good. Now we should be able to delete the object we have sitting here. Oh, it didn't stutter, which means... Hold on, before I save, let's make sure the object is still here. It is. Okay. Did not stutter. Alright. Now we need to just kind of play through the fight with God mode. Because we're not balancing. Uh-oh. See the shadow down there? Shadow is at 0-0 because you know, funny. Hold on. Start of level, we're gonna make that shadow invisible, so it'll be ready for when we actually need it. Also, I just realized the rain object needs to be made invisible. It's been visible this whole time. There we go. There we go. Okay, we're just gonna kind of casually run through one go of the boss with God mode on because we're not at the balancing part of this yet. Balancing this is probably gonna wait until the second pass. We're gonna probably leave this unbalanced, so just so we can move on to something else in this game soon. Okay. Oops. Ooh, right. This is the bounce part. Right, it's one hit. We got hit twice. You hurt Laura 2 times. Joe? You hurt Laura 3 times. Oh, I jumped. Oh, Laura's been hurt 5 times! I'm sure Laura's dead by now. Oh, okay. This stage. Oh, I jumped when I landed. Can one of our levels have a TV in the corner with a live reaction like Peppino Funny? It depends on what you guys want. I hate that bounce. It bounces up to the platform. I hate that. See, it did it again. I hate it. Oh, okay, right. We have to go to a attack phase. Almost there. Oh, I fucking over. I did do not good thing. Oh, almost did it again. Oh, okay. We're in the last-ish phase, because you can see the lavas. For one cookie. Making progress. Ew. Oh. That was weird. The sandwich was just flying off at the very top of the screen instead of coming down here. Yeah. You know, this fight really won't need that much balancing. We might just have to tweak the timing and the behavior of the sandwiches a bit, and the amount, and at that point it'll be fine. But not for us to worry about today.
This one's huge.
There we go! Oh god! Oh god, that's actually a little brutal. It's a little brutal! That's a little brutal, gamers. I don't know about that. We kind of got demolished. How long does the final phase last? Do you mean the desperation attack? I'm thinking for the desperation attack, he should bounce once, twice, a third time, and then on that fourth bounce, when he hits the ground, that's when he explodes. Okay, what if we do this? When he's up in the air, like off screen up in the air, he pauses up there for like 1 or 2 seconds before he comes down. That way we have a second to catch our breath. Let's see. What if the first bounce cracks the floor, and if he hits it again, it becomes lava? That's a possibility, but I really only want him to bounce like once, twice, 3 times before he dies, you know? So I'm not sure. Like, if it was a more extended thing, then yeah, that would definitely make sense. Okay, let's start by trying a timer. Can I play the high-pitched cartoon falling sound effect? I mean, we could. I don't know if we necessarily need it, because we have the shadow. I don't know. We can play with it a little. Let's see, so... Okay, so... if alterable value C is greater than 0, then we will subtract from it. Okay, so when he's up at the top of the screen, hold on. What here makes him go down again? Let's see. Where is the fall down code? Gravity, if you will. Add 1 to alterable value A. Okay. Also, let's let's slap in every 1 millisecond down here. Just in case. Just in case. So. This code up here says that every 1 millisecond, if he's playing the stop animation, alterable value A1 gets added to it, which is what makes him fall downward. So let's add one more condition here, that it only happens when his alterable value C equals 0. So if C is greater than 0, he's going to be paused. Okay, so... And we'll also set A to 0 just in case up here for the same thing that's counting it down. So, Y position is less than or equal than 15. Only once when the event loops, we're going to set ultimate value C to, like, let's try 50, and we'll tweak. Ugh, we're going to have to kind of debug through the fight to get to the point where we can test it. It's a little annoying, but not a huge deal.
Celebrate, we're winners eat.
Okay, I think was it 16? I don't remember.
Tasty! Tasty! Taste! Taste!
Debug through the fight so we can test this out.
Tasty!
Alright, there we go. Damn.
This one's huge!
Yep, see? He pauses up there for a little bit. Got me. Okay, so on that 4th slam, he should die. Just now realizing we need to keep track of his slams, but we're using all 3 of his ultimate values. God, I wish they didn't limit that to 3 values. What a stupid thing! Is there anywhere else we can cram this? Let's... We only named that active object 1? What? Rename this. Cookie signal. Okay, we're gonna smuggle some values into the cookie signal and do that. Okay, so where is his bouncer? There's the bouncer. Okay, so we'll add 1 to ultimate value A of the cookie signal. We'll use that to keep track of his bounces. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. That feels good to me. Okay, so when alterable value A of the cookie sign equals 4, I'm going to run this event once. That's when we're going to have Nathan go. And a cookie explosion. Let's see. Cookies here always target Drake. But maybe if we shoot them instead of creating them, we can do it a little differently. Let's see. Okay, so. We will. I'll try this. Where is he? Shoot an object. Cookies. Speed 100. We'll shoot it in a few different directions. Actually, you know what? Let's not be silly about it. Let's just copy and paste here. It's not going to let me copy and paste, is it? Fucker. Sorry, Cinco's telling me that the baby pooped. Okay. You want what my baby's been starting to do? You know what my baby's been starting to do? She's been starting to try to roll over. She's been able to roll from her back onto her side successfully, and she almost got onto her stomach yesterday. Almost. Last night she didn't even sleep in a swaddle. She was just kind of, you know, free in her crib. And you know what she did? She rolled onto her side and she slept on her side. This baby's nuts. This baby's insane. What a crazy baby. Okay, let's see. God, I wish I could copy and paste events. Screw it. We're gonna shoot them in all the directions. Screw this. God, I just want to copy and paste events! Let me do it! Please! Please! Why click and play? Why make this hard for me? Why would you click and like, copy and paste is such a basic thing. You'd think it would just be a default in any application. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seven. 8. 9. 10. We'll start with 10. What else do we want to do? Do we have explosions? We do. Well, of course we do. We did one earlier. Okay, let's see. Do all that. We're going to create an explosion. Should create more than one explosion, but we'll start with one. See how we like it. Relative to Donuts Drake. Right in his... What the fuck? Center. And then we'll destroy him. Where'd he go? Destroy, and also destroy the shadow. Oh, and of course, we want to play a very simple sound for this. This is the only sound you really can use for this sort of situation. That's the one. The perfect sound for a man dying. Let's debug through this fight and just see if it works.
Subway, we're winner seat.
Right.
Up, 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 up.
Tasty, taste,
Whoa.
tasty,
Whoa.
taste,
Whoa.
taste,
Whoa.
taste,
Whoa.
taste,
Whoa. Whoa.
tasty, taste.
Whoa. Whoa.
Tasty, taste,
Whoa.
taste,
Whoa.
Alright, now let's see how this goes.
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
This one's huge!
Oh, so he's gonna go 1, 2, 3. This isn't working. Equals 4, greater than or equal to 4? Like, are we having an off by 1 error? What happened? Look at this. We're setting ultimate value A to 1. Instead of adding ultimate value 1 to ultimate value A. God damn it. Stupid mistake.
seat.
Alright. This time it should work.
Tasty! Taste! Taste! Tasty! Taste!
Yeah. Sorry, my nose. Yeah. Yeah.
Taste!
Alright, there we go. Damn it.
This one's huge!
Okay, there he goes. 1, 2, 3, and then... It needs more cookies. That was a pathetic amount of cookies. The problem is it's so hard. Damn. The problem is to add more cookies, we just have to keep clicking like some kind of asshole. I'm trying to think if there's a simple way for me to do this. The problem is I need them all to come out at once. If they were coming out over a period of time, that'd be easy. I don't even really want them to be able to fire off, like, downward. I only really want them to go upward, to the left and to the right. Why can't fucking Click and Play just have copy and pasting? Why am I using such an old version of Click and Play? Limitations breed creativity. This game would not be what it is if we were using anything newer than Click and Play. Am I sure about that? No, but, you know. One. Two. Three. Four. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 10. So I'll double the cookies, but you know. Oh yeah, guys, don't worry. These stages are... We're gonna have in-between stuff. Like, you gotta remember how we have this set up right now. Like, let's go back to the storyboard. Like, here, look, at the end of the Gex fight, we have placeholder McChicken tally screen, where it counts up how many McChickens you got. Then we have placeholder stage 1 special stage, where you play the special stage if you unlocked it, and then you have placeholder stage 2 cutscene, where it plays the cutscene that brings him to stage 2. So we're gonna have all these in-betweens. It's gonna happen. Right. Speaking of that, let's save. Placeholder, level 4 tally. Placeholder, level 4 special stage. Placeholder, level 4 to 5 cutscene. Okay, so before we do anything else, let's not have this whole row of icons. Oh, there it is. Let's check our document just to make sure we have everything written down we need to. So, add life counter to Laura stages, balance pass on Nathan Sandwich's fight, make the boss moves for Nathan Sandwich's fight. Okay, balance pass and wrap up code, because remember, right now, we don't have it actually coded to go to the next stage after Donut's Drake blows up. So, that's something we have to do when we go back to do our second pass over. Because all this shit has to happen on this list. Oh, this shit. Remember that icon we used for Wolverine? Just some shitty toy. A great toy. Like his mutton chops. One, two, three, four. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4 stages. Alright. So. There we go. Gamers. Stage 5. So, let's go over what we've got so far. We have a platforming stage with Gex. We have a 8-directional kind of walk around, not quite beat 'em. No, it's not a beat 'em up, but an 8-directional kind of Legacy of Goku-ish sort of, not really stage with Goku. We have a fucked up, overshooting, trying too hard Spider-Man swinging stage. We have Lara Croft climb stage. Stage 5. Now let's see. Ideally, all these stages are going to play a little different. You know, different genre. All that. Okay, so a lot of you guys are throwing out themes, you know, creepy stage. Drink a cup of water without using your hands. What we need to, rather than the theming, first what we have to figure out is the style of gameplay and the main character. Turn-based combat? I don't know how well that would work. Okay, I have a suggestion for Bart Simpson. Wonder if you can make Superstar Saga. I mean, you could probably do something RPG-ish. I just don't know how, you know, well that would work in terms of a single stage for a game. You know? Homer and Bart Superstar Saga. Funny. Deck builder. Bart's a good idea. Oh shit, I want that. Which one do you want, Nick? Want suggestions or seconding other suggestions? Okay, so you're seconding the Homer Bart Superstar Saga. Okay, Ranked Angus has a suggestion for a shmup, which, yes, is very easy. Shmups are probably the easiest genre of game to make, and that's why there was an astronomical amount of those back in the day on early consoles, because they were brain dead easy to make. We could do an FPS. We could not do an FPS in Click and Play. That's not an option. We can't make a Doom clone in Click and Play, guys. We can't even do math in Click and Play. You saw what I had to do to calculate sine and cosine. That's not going to work here. Come on. Okay. Warp Track has a suggestion for Professor Layton. So far, the suggestions are Homer and Bart Superstar Saga, Professor Layton, a shmup, some kind of spooky game. Poll. We're not doing a poll. We can't do polls anymore here because some of you guys think you're funny. I have a suggestion for a Paperboy style game. Dungeon Crawler. Dungeon Crawler kind of could fall into the Homer and Bart Superstar Saga thing. Okay, so here's the thing. Lost Vikings with Simpsons. That's not a bad idea. Okay, so here's the thing. In a way, I kind of do like the idea of Homer and Bart Superstar Saga. The problem is trying to do a JRPG. Okay, two things. One, I'm not sure how well a JRPG would fit into a single stage. And two, not sure how well a home field area, very light combat. Okay, so hold on. Let's theorize. Let's theorize the possibility of a short JRPG stage in this game. Let's look at the possibilities here. Okay, so say you've got like a town area, you know, got houses and shit. You got an overworld area with a few different screens that lead off to various sub-areas, like a cave, you know, or like a dungeon. The dungeon can lead to another area, and there could be, you know, shit that's kind of blocking you off. Like, you can't go here until you've given someone in town a toothbrush. So, the main issue... Now, here's the thing. This is not a ridiculous idea. The problem is what Warp Drac just said here. Persisting stuff between stages. Perhaps Click and Play's biggest drawback, other than not being able to scroll stages, is that passing information between stages is almost impossible. Between stages, you're able to pass the player's score and the player's number of lives. You can have up to 4 players, which means 4 sets of score and lives. We're already using player 1's score and lives for his number of lives and their health. We're using player 2's something or other for keeping track of how many items you've collected. That would just leave player 2's second value and then player 3 and 4's score and lives. And that's the biggest problem with trying to do a RPG and click and play. Is that's not enough room to cram in information about the player, you know, if they've leveled up, and if they've accomplished things in the stage. That's the biggest problem with trying to do like a little mini RPG. We just can't pass information between the stages. Can I do bitwise map? I can't do bitwise math. And even if we could kind of, you know, manually do it, like how much information can you cram into one number, you know? Like how many ones and zeros can we cram into a single number? How high can it go? I'm not 100% sure. But even then, we would only be able to cram like a handful of ones or zeros. Can we do an FPS where instead of 3D scrolling, the objects come to you and you click to shoot? You mean like a, what do you call those? Like a Time Crisis... What's that genre called? The Time Crisis genre where light gun game. A light gun game is rail shooter, yeah. That's possible. Rail shooter's possible. That's a possibility. That's pretty goddamn easy to do. You think a JRPG would work if you kept... A JRPG would work if you threw out character progression. And, being able to go back. So, it would be like, you could go from town to this specific spot to this specific spot. You could not break off over here because it has to be linear. Go to here, 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 here. And keep in mind, the whole time this is happening, you can't actually level up your characters on your own. The area you're in, you would just have whatever ability you have, whatever power we have them set to have. So you could start like in a town, and you can't leave until you've went and you like, you know, bought cheeseburgers for the guard in town, but you can't buy cheeseburgers until you've like beat the shit out of the fry cook's mom because their mom's being a bitch, you know. And then you would go to the next screen, and you could never go back. Another thing to keep in mind is to get into the actual battles, you would basically have to pop into another stage. So... we would still have to pop... The battle area would still have to be a separate stage. So we could probably keep track with the player's XY position on one frame, but the problem is, if you've beaten up an enemy and they're dead, you go to this stage to fight another enemy, you come back, the enemies you just killed are going to come back. That's another problem. Something, you know, in a Mario RPG style, enemies are on screen, you bump into them and you fight them. You don't have the random encounters. That's right as well, rank things. We have to pass over information about who we're fighting. And then we would have to find, because on one frame there's going to be a set number of enemies. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's 6 enemies. I've killed this guy. I come back, I'm going to fight this guy. How does the game know that when you come back that this guy's already dead? He's going to come back. Can I slide in an overlay? I mean, theoretically, we could have the battles take place in the same screen. That would just be kind of tricky to do, because then we have to kind of like ignore everything else on screen. Well, I mean, let's at least talk it out to figure out why, you know? Like, if it was random encounters, that would be okay. But that's not in the style of what we're trying to do. You know? And that's a good point, Noobsy Bork. We're potentially diving back into Peter territory where we're overshooting what this can do. I'm not opposed to doing something ambitious as long as it's possible. But that really is the biggest problem with Click and Play, isn't it? Not being able to pass information. It's so annoying. If we could just pass information between stages, this would be trivial. Absolutely trivial. Lost Viking suggestion. The thing about that is we would be confined to one screen. And as we saw from the Laura stages, it gets a little difficult to put much into one screen. What about a horribly obtuse point-and-click adventure game? We discussed that when we were thinking what we were going to do with Laura. A very popular suggestion when we were thinking about what we were going to do with Laura was a Scooby-Doo point-and-click. But that has the same problem as RPGs, in that we can't pass information between frames. Otherwise, I would love to do a point-and-click. That would be funny. That would be fun. It's funny, gamers, talking about this. I feel like at some point, this game needs to have a sequel, where we can explore into these genres that Click and Play just won't let us do. Yeah, Mother 4, too. So that's the big problem, is even if we make it completely linear, saving the state of the frame you're on after you jump to a battle and come back, that's a problem. Even if we were able to have the battles take place in the same frame by covering everything up, we have to consider the style where we've been developing this. We've been going frame to frame, and as we advance, we're adding more things into it. So if later on we decide to add a new battle mechanic, we would have to go back to the previous frames and potentially add it back in there as well. Which is another big issue. Okay, so let's get back to our day as we had. So, Homework Bart RPG, unfortunately not feasible. Light gun / rail shooter, maybe. Shmup. What else did we have? We're not doing a Bubsy text adventure. I don't think that's even possible. Let's see. Let me scroll up here. What other suggestions do we have? Okay, there was Lost Vikings, Lemmings. Like something like Goof Troop on SNES, but with Homer and Bart. So what you're suggesting, Volpo, is more or less kind of like a Sokoban block pushing thing. Goof Troop, Sokoban kind of thing. Horror chase stage. Goof Troop has combat. I mean, yeah, kind of a little bit. Smash TV. Kind of like a twin stick shooter. Fighting game. I don't think that would really work out. I don't even want to put it on here. Fighting game slash beat 'em up. A beat 'em up is a possibility, you know. We would have to fake scrolling. We would have to fake scrolling, honestly. Visual novel. I finished my gamer juice. Yep. Looking at these, let me look at this list. You want to create a character list as well? Oops, too far. Hold on. Sports? I don't even know what that would entail. Okay. Let's see. Homer and Bart. So that's your character list on the right there. Physics-based golf stage. I don't know how feasible that would be. I don't know if we want Ronnie in the game, man. I'll put it on the list, but I don't know about that. Yeah, my current understanding is most of you want Bubba to be the final character, so probably not Bubba for this stage. I don't even know what we would fucking do with Bubba. How do you make a Bubba game when you can't scroll the screen? First Bubba game didn't scroll. You might be right. First Bubba game might have been Click and Play or something. Bubsy. I don't want Bubsy. I'll put him on the list, but I don't want him here. Toy Story. Toy Story, I mean, yeah. You gotta remember, Fargoth will put money. You gotta remember Woody, all the times we had with Woody, grinding those rails in space. I'm still considering... I'm still looking at this genre list to figure out what we can do. Part of my concern for rail shooter / light gun is... it almost seems too simple, you know? Fargoth point and click. I mean, a point and click would be great if we just had a way to pass information between frames, but we really don't. That would be funny. Like a LucasArts style point and click with Fargoth trying to find his ring, but that we can't pass info between frames because of click and play. There must be a way to do it. We can smuggle small amounts of information through player score, but I don't think we can smuggle enough to make a good point and clicker. Like RPG and point and click might have to be concepts that wait for some hypothetical sequel sometime in the future, where we're not stuck with click and play. Smuggling information is a really good term for what we would have to do, because right now that's how we're carrying forward how many collectibles you have in each frame, how many... everything. We're just storing in the lives and score for player 2. The funny thing is that... and let me minimize this a bit. Even if you take one step forward and Klik Team products to the Games Factory, even if you take one step forward, this has global values. This has 16 global values. $16 slots to cram information into. And you can still do the, player score and lives to cram information. And guess what? Wait, where is it? There is it. Something I wanted to bring up. Where is it? Extensions. Look at this. The Games Factory supports extensions, which means there's probably an extension for it out there that'll let you carry on more than 16 global values, making it perfect for something like an RPG or a point and click. So that's the tragedy of us using click and play, is that we are locked out. Now let me present another hypothetical to you. Now let me tell you right now, this is a hypothetical that I don't really want to go with. For a number of reasons. There's a hypothetical of taking our entire project and bringing it forward into the Games Factory. Now, there's a number of reasons why I don't like that idea. One, everything we did back here, which is like, bound to the limitations, the low color, everything we did, suddenly it's almost pointless, And two, there's minor incompatibilities between the Click and Play and the Games Factory that we would have to fix. Because remember when we... In fact, let me show you.
Holy crap.
Save before exiting. Save. Let me show you just one example. Like, remember when we opened the game to do transforming? To do morphing of Drake? We opened it in here just so we can morph Drake into a big boy. And in trying to do that, it outright crashes when we try to edit Drake. That's stuff we would have to work around, and I don't think it's worth the effort. Okay, one of you just made a secondary suggestion where we make the first half of the game in Click and Play and the second half in the Games Factory. It's an interesting idea, but I don't know. I feel like I'd rather have it self-contained in the Click and Play, you know? There's something to having it all self-contained in Click and Play. You know, there's just something to it. So, light gun. Too simple. Shmup. Too simple. Lost Vikings. Crammed on one screen. Kind of a problem. Lemmings. There's a problem with that. Hold on. Let me check something here. Problem with Lemmings is we can't really draw into the screen to make holes in Click and Play. Now, funny enough, and let me confirm this. Let me confirm this. This is the Games Factory. Paste image into background. You can paste active objects onto the background, which lets you draw holes into the background in the Games Factory. But unfortunately, you can't do that in... Well, I'll double check real quick, but you can't do that in Click and Play, I don't think. Let me just double check real quick to see if it's not under there and I missed it. Movement, right? Upper on play area. Yep, nope, it's not there. No option to paste in the background, so. Lemmings. Cannot, space, cannot make holes. Let's see. Goof Troop / Sokoban, that's a decent idea. Horror Chase Stage, I mean, I don't even know how entertaining that would be. Smash TV, maybe. The thing about Smash TV is we would have to, something like a dual stick shooter, so we would have to get the mouse involved in addition to the keyboard. And while you can do that in Click and Play, that makes our game a little less portable in terms of, like, if you wanted to run it through, like, DOSBox or something on a console, because you wouldn't really be able to control the mouse that way. Vampire Survivors clone. I don't think we can only have 256 active objects on screen at once, and that's not going to be enough for something, you know, like that. Mouse and keyboard. I don't know. Fighting game slash beat 'em up. Fighting game is probably a no, just because. Just because it's a fighting game and all that, you know? Like, fighting game. Probably too complex. Beat 'em up. Would have to fake scrolling. So we would have to fake scrolling in a beat 'em up, which isn't the worst thing in the world, you know. It's just something we have to keep in mind. Visual novel slash dating sim. I don't even know how entertaining a visual novel would be for a stage. Maybe boring. Sports. Physics are hard to do in Click and Play. It's hard to detect a lot of overlapping and stuff like that. A beat 'em up might not be that bad in terms of faking the scrolling. Yeah, that's true, Cinco. We do have Goku kicking around a soccer ball in one of these stages. This it? This is it. Click the ball into the goal. Oops, I died. Tell you what, let's experiment with scrolling the screen. So this is the stage we were using when we were exploring the idea of the falling stage for Gex. As you see, we have a really long field with all these active objects. And everything just goes upward. And as you can see, it works scrolling from up to down. So what we should see is if we can do the same from right to left. And I'm pretty sure you can, because there's a Click and Play game I know of that does something like that. But let's just test with this. Right to left, scrolling. 640. Hey Siri, what's 640 times... Fuck, I don't know.
The 640 area code is located in the Eastern Time Zone. The Eastern Time Zone is also known as America, New York.
Wow.
This answer is from allareacodes.com.
What a great answer, Siri. Thank you. You're such a helpful assistant. Siri, what's 640 times 8?
640 times 8 is 5,120.
I knew that. Okay. So let's insert an object. Look at the name of this guy. This is just a built-in object for Click and Play. I didn't name this guy. This is just what he's called. Ridiculous. There's Street Farter. It's an 8-directional man. Here's Street Farter. Now let's put some things to scroll. Let's see. There we go. And we'll turn this into an active object. And let's pop a few of these guys down. Oops, hold on. Whoa. Slow your roll there. Okay. That's a slow scroll. Pop a few guys. I'm placing background objects now, aren't I? Again. Oops, a little too far. DKC minecart level. Maybe. I mean, scrolling opens possibilities, but you have to remember this is not intended, and for anything in terms of platforming, it would be extremely buggy to the point that it's probably not worth it. But something where physics aren't really in play, like a beat 'em up, that's different, you know. Okay, event, so. Always position, set X position to X position minus 1. Another thing is ordering. We would have to constantly make sure that the player objects and other things are on top by placing them manually in the stage. But yeah, this does seem to be working. The objects are coming in. So the concept is, you know, possible. Street Farter. I'll name this man Street Farter. Man's never farted in his life. Just look like the face of a man who's ever farted. Can I control the scrolling using the player position? There's stuff we can do to make it work. Like, I'm assuming we would do the thing where you beat up a screen of enemies and then we do the go. Then we do the... And then you go. Now, let's ask ourselves this. Would a beat-em-up stage be fun? Because that's an important question. Are beat 'em ups ever fun? So I'm of this opinion, and it's a controversial opinion, but in my mind, most beat 'em up games are not very fun. There's exceptions to it, but like even like, and this is coming from someone who loved, like when I was a kid, before Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles was my thing. I had a bunch of Ninja Turtles toys. I watched the cartoons, the movies. I don't think the Ninja Turtle beat 'em ups are particularly entertaining. They're very repetitive. Even River City Ransom, that throws in kind of the RPG leveling mechanics, gets kind of repetitive, you know? Old beat 'em ups are just button mashers, so you have to remember, working the limitations of what we have here, we're not going to be able to do something too advanced. So that's something else we have to consider. Coding these enemies to get hit and to attack, if we have enemies, different enemy types, a lot of code is going to have to be repeated for them so that they're able to be hit, to attack, to navigate. And just based on the fact that Click and Play is really bad about letting you reuse code from one object to another, a beat 'em up might actually be a little more trouble than it's worth. You know? Because the enemies, they need, you know, basic intelligence. They need to be able to react to your hits, to throw their own hits. And any code you apply to those enemies has to be applied to every enemy. Counter-style shooter. Okay, so here's the thing. This scrolling we're doing, and... Okay, let me actually make this something so we can kind of see. Movement. We're changing the movement to platform movement. And when man collides with thing, he stops. So the thing about this kind of scrolling is it's really not meant for this. Oops, hold on. Let me adjust the jump. The jump is wrong. Okay. So we can compensate for us not following it. That can be compensated for pretty easily, but colliding with things is kind of fucky when it's set up this way. Which would make something like, you know, Contra or anything, any kind of side-scrolling platform in Click and Play would be a little fucky because of that. Because this is really not meant to work this way. If I get rid of his animation frames, does that make a difference? What if I also move him back? So that works. That looks a little better. Oops. Okay. Oops. Hold on. Would a point-and-click work if it was linear? Puzzles are only the ones on the current screen. Theoretically, yeah, but I feel like that would be very boring. You know, I don't think that would be worth doing. But yeah, Noobsyborg, that's what I'm saying. A good beat-em-up requires enemy variety, and because of how hard Click and Play makes enemy variety, that might not work. You know, now that I'm sitting here playing with us, This is actually working a lot better than I thought it would. Like, this is actually pretty clean with how the character moves around. Like, he's really not sticking to things at all. Like, he just kind of works. Side-scrolling shooter like Metal Slug. So, we have to consider a few different things here. So, one limitation of doing scrolling this way is every object on screen, this includes backgrounds, floors, etc., has to be an active object. Now, that goes into the same pool being used by characters, bullets, effects, everything. And as a maximum, you can have 256 objects on screen in Click and Play, as demonstrated here. No, I said on screen. I didn't mean on screen. I mean 256 objects in the stage, in the frame. See how there's that gap in between? That's when we ran out of object slots. So, if we tried to do something side-scrolling, that limitation would have to be not just considered, but part of the whole thing. Now, there are small things we can do. We can kind of like smush big chunks of the background together to make large objects. So we have to remember, collision has to work. So individual collidable pieces kind of have to be their own objects. What else? Can I do a galaxy? Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier, Cinco. A shmup, a shoot 'em up. That's definitely doable, but shoot 'em ups tend to be really, I don't know, shoot 'em ups are so simple. And I want to keep things simple, but I don't know if I want to keep it that simple. Is there a more complex twist we can make on shmup framework? I mean, you're asking me to innovate on the shoot 'em up. Right now, I'm considering the possibilities of a side-scrolling shooter/Contra kind of thing, where you're a platform character and you shoot. Yeah, tracking missiles are just pointing an object at another object. That's easy. As long as there's one, it's doable, I guess, what I'm saying. I'm considering the possibilities of a side-scrolling shooter. That's a valid point, Colonel Panic. Okay, so let's take a step back. Yeah. Did we save? We saved. Okay, let's go back to our main game here. We have 4 stages. We want 3 more stages. Well, 3 more main stages. There's going to be a secret final stage you go to for getting all of the collectibles in every stage. But we want 3 more main stages. We just need 3 more solid ideas. that we can put into this engine and make work. No, you're right, Cinco. That's a lot of this. Like, the whole reason we're working in this is because the limitations breed creativity. A Goof Troop puzzle game isn't a bad idea. Like, I've not had a good, you know, refute for that.
Oh,
Let me close this since we're not doing an RPG. No, you're right, Colonel Panic. I also don't want us to phone in the end of the game. Okay, let me remind myself a little bit about Goof Troop. I need to remind myself a little bit. Oh, there it is. Luckily it's on the first... Oh, where'd my ability to click go? Oh no, we can't click below there. Hold on. Can I tab? I can tab. Damn it, I can't scroll. Hold on. If we tab, will it scroll us down? It might. Okay, let's see if we can tab into the main window. Don't go through each letter. There we go. Okay, we're tabbing through. Europe? Whoa! No fucking European version of this game. What do I look like? Some kind of moron? What kind of idiot downloads the European version of a Super Nintendo game? Ridiculous, trying to push that shit on me. European, get the fuck out of here. What's the name of that? Ah, well, I cannot remember. I couldn't remember the name of that stupid anime, like, pedophile site we were using to transfer files around. I got it now. Okay, let's see. Okay, there we go. Open the files. There we go. Alright. There we go. Okay, where is the downloads? Where's the file? There it is. Let's copy it. Okay, and just pop it in here. Where'd my mouse go? Alright, let me get a reminder of how this game worked, because I don't remember how far I've ever gotten into it. Thanks, Crapcom. Oh, and zinged. Oh. Oh, do I not have my controls mapped? Hold on. Oh. It's not how I normally like them. I like this. I like this. This, and like that. That's how I like it. Okay. Okay, we got a reminder of how this works. So we have stages. There's fish. There's a man. Don't look now, Mon. Keelhole Pete. Yeah, I don't give a shit about stinky ass Pete. We put our hands in the air like we don't care. Okay, so there's items. Enemies. Okay. Right, there's bells which let you what's it, distract enemies. I'm trying to remember just the basics of the game. Like, let me get to a puzzle or something. Because so far it's just enemies. Oh, and that opened the door. Can't go there without the wooden plank. Just trying to think how we would do a game like this, because I need to see what the puzzles are like. Okay, these are some of the puzzles, the Sokoban style puzzles. Oh god. One thing to consider is we would have to design puzzles like this. Oh, Jesus. And I'm not sure how good I am at designing puzzles. Slidey kick puzzles. Like, my brain does have trouble with these. How does this work again? I got it. I'm not sure, because there is a small amount of information would need to be passed between frames in terms of items. But more than that is I'm not sure if I could make something... I'm not sure if I could make a game like this and do it well. You know? Because we would have to design those puzzles. And everything. It's also a little slightly reminiscent of some of what we did with the Goku stage. Slightly. Like, some of the stuff we did in the later parts of the Goku stage was similar to what we're doing here. Why did I take a screenshot of that? I remember why I took a screenshot of this. Remember when we played through the mask to get images of the apartments to use in the gadget stage. I'm not 100% opposed to the Goof Troop idea. It's just a thing where I'm not confident that I would be able to design good puzzle stage. Like, we'd basically be designing, like... Okay. What the Goof Troop stage idea amounts to is one, more or less, a Zelda dungeon. It's more or less a self-contained Zelda dungeon. And if I look at it from that point of view, instead of focusing on the block puzzles, that's less offensive to my mind. Like, that's more compatible in my head if I think of it like a Zelda dungeon than if I think of it specifically like Goof Troop. Okay, that's more compatible in my head, honestly. That's easing my brain a little bit. Let me look at a few things here. Let me check what we're doing in terms of the score and lives. So, player 2's... Okay, so what we're doing... So, player 1... For player 1, we're using the lives for player 1 to act as lives. It looks like we're not necessarily using player 1's score. So player 1's score could be used for passing data along. For player 2, we've been using it to bring over the players... We've been using the number of lives to carry over player 1's health. And to bring over the number of collectibles we've got. Okay, so let's get a little notepad going to kind of explain what we got here. So we have, there's 4 players. P1, P2, P3, P4. Player 1, score, and lives. Score, lives. Score, lives. Score, lives. Player 1's lives are actually being used for lives. Score is not being used right now. Player 2's score is being used to track the player's health. And the lives we're using to keep track of player 1's collectibles. Which is what we're using to get you to the special stage at the end of the game. So that means player 1's score, then player 3 and 4's score and lives are available to pass information from frame to frame. So information we would need to keep track. If we're already tracking player 1's health, we're already keeping track of his collectibles, which in this case is specifically the ones being used... Specifically the ones being used to get to the bonus stage at the end of the stage. So we would also need to keep track of any items in this dungeon that we pick up. Any keys. Now here's the thing, this gets a little complicated, because if we picked up an item, we might not necessarily want it to reappear in the frame when we go back to it. If we pick up a key, we definitely don't want the key to reappear in the frame when we go back to it. Locked doors would have to remain unlocked if you come back to the frame. So, if each frame has, say, only one collectible, and that collectible can either be an item or a key, or say, like, you know, boss key, whatever. So okay, let's look at it this way. Each frame can have one key. One item that'll stay collected. And each frame can have doors. Could we get away with each frame only having one lockable door? Maybe. You'd have to design around it. So, item, door. Okay. If the item is collected or not, if the door is unlocked or not. Then we also have to keep track of if the player has an item, and then how many keys the player is holding. So in terms of having an item, like, theoretically the player could pick up a few items. He might pick up like a hook shot. He might pick up a boss key. He might pick up a bomb. What's the largest score you can hold? I don't know. Let's find out. It's 3 o'clock, so we're gonna wrap this up soon. But let me just let's toy around with the score. Read what that says. That's score. Player 1 score. Okay. So, let's say if I press plus, well, it says equal, but the plus button's there. You will score at the score 100. If I press right bracket, we will add to score 1000. How much information can we do here? Hold on, let me put this over here. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we can go into the tens of thousands. Let's get some more here. Upon pressing this button, 10,000. Okay, let's see. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. We can go into the 300,000s. Okay. Let's get rid of these and let's actually just do... Can we have a score of 1 million? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a score of 1 million, right? 3, 4, 5, 1 million, okay. Can we have a score of 10? Can we have a score of 10 million? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 10 million. Can we have a score of 100 million? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. 100 million. Can we have a score of 1 billion? One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 billion. Can we have a score of 1? Uh-oh, we might have found the ceiling. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a weird ceiling, though. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 billion plus that. It wrapped around. It wrapped around at that point. So it looks like the maximum score we can have is 1,215,752,192. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 digits that can go between 0 and 1, and then 1 digit that can only be 1. But, you know, it's complicated. Okay, so let's say safely... If we want to be safe about it, let's say it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 billion is the highest number we can have if we want to be safe about it. How much data can we encrypt? Can we encode into a number between 0 and 1 billion? And still be easily able to pull data out of it? Like, how would we work with that? Nine single-digit numbers. That's a good point, Colonel Panic. So 9 single-digit numbers. Nine single-digit numbers. Nine slots, 0 to 9. Nine is not a lot of slots. Okay, so let's say that each frame, each screen, can have one collectible item. That'll either be, you know, an item, such as like a bomb, hookshot, etc. A key, a boss key, whatever. So you can't have a frame that has like the hookshot and the key. What are we trying to solve? I'm just trying to figure out how much data I can encode in this. So let's say each frame can have one item and one locked door. So that would be... So for each frame, we would want to basically keep track of 2 booleans. One for if the item was collected, one for if the locked door was unlocked. Well, it's not a thing where we could just count up, we have this many weapons, we have this many keys. Each frame would have to keep track of those 2 booleans. Item collected, yes or no. Door unlocked, yes or no. So with a number like this, with, 9 digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, being able to go from 0 to 9 is kind of overkill. We only need to keep track of 2 booleans. Nine variables for any specific... No. This is 9 variables for the entire stage. That's the problem. That's why I'm trying to figure out what we can do. Because we need to keep track of the status of the entire dungeon. 18... Right, that's right, Colonel Panic. We're going to be using players 3 and 4, so 18 variables. But here's what I'm saying. If for each stage, if for each frame, we're only keeping track of 2 booleans... 2 cases of yes or no. Having the slot go from 0 to 9 is overkill. It will be wasteful for us to use that entire that entire, decimal place of 9 potential values, and only use it to store the value of 2 booleans. Like, I'm wondering if there's a simple way. Okay, I guess what I'm trying to say. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 9 decimal places. Nine. Like, if you take 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you take 999,999,999 and you turn that into binary, like, how many zeros and ones would that be? How many zeros and ones? Let's see. Because that's going to be a certain amount of zeros and ones. Bitwise math, that's true. Is there... See, then we have to... You're right, then we have to do bitwise math. We have to take that number and turn it into the zeros and ones. Is that something we would even be able to do in Click and Play? Because for Click and Play... This is what we're working with in terms of math. Subtraction, addition, division, multiplication, and mod. Using those, are we able to pull out, or would we be able to take 999,999,999 and turn it into a string of zeros and ones that we can grab a value from? I'm looking at a calculation here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I pumped 999,999,999 into a decimal to binary converter, and I got a binary number that's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. That's 30 spaces long in terms of ones and zeros, but there's zeros in there, so I don't know if every number would be able to be a 1 or a 0, if you know what I mean. What if this number was changed to all ones? Hold on, I'm just digging around with some crap on my end. Hold on. What is this number? What is this number? Binary to decimal. That's wrong. Take out one of these ones. What do we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, let's say to try and work with the constraints, the score, if we did like 29 binary spaces, which would be just over 500 million as opposed to the full thing. That would give us, did I say 29? I mean 28? Either way, if it works out to 28, you divide that to 2, which would be, we'd be doing that by 2 because each frame needs item has been collected, yes or no, door has been opened, yes or no. That would be 14. 14 theoretical frames. It would probably be doable. Here's the thing. Right now, this seems complicated, and I don't want to overreach like we did for Spider-Man, but this isn't the same thing as what I was trying to do with Spider-Man, where the complex math I was trying to do was going to be necessary every frame, and if there was any issue, we'd be fucked. This is something that would have to happen at the beginning of each frame just to set up the world space. More or less, if we can figure this out, passing the data between frames, then the rest of it is relatively easy, as long as you have a stage that you've designed. Like, at that point, it's just going in and making a fake Zelda dungeon once you have the number passing figured out. I'm looking at this website I'm looking at explains the steps to do the math, and it's not that bad. No, I don't think it's going to let us do bitwise math inside of it built in. turning decimal into binary, we'd basically be just tracking remainders, right? Bitwise math? Oh, that's not going to work. I promise you that's not going to work. Yeah. But basically this is what we got. Mod. If mod works well, that could be fine, right? Like 13 mod 2. Hold on, let me fucking figure this shit out. Score. Set score to 13 mod. Oops. Should give us 1, right? Unless I'm understanding this wrong. Wait, what is... Am I missing... How does mod work again? How does mod work again? Does anyone know? Does mod give us a remainder? I'm thinking of a different function, aren't I? No, modulo is supposed to return the remainder. Right? mod 2 is supposed to be 1. And yet here, 13 mod 2 is giving me 0 for some reason. Why? That doesn't help me. Mod 2 always returns 0, 1. Right. The problem is it's giving us 0 instead of 1. mod 2 is supposed to be 1, not 0. If I open this up in the games factory, are we going to get the correct answer? Let me check. Am I hitting equals? No, that's not how this works. It just takes the expression and it spits it out. The answer. Here, it's still giving me 0. I don't think it's a bug. Am I just doing mod wrong? 13 mod 2. Am I stupid? Am I dumb? Oh, I am dumb. Hold on, I'm stupid. You're right, Colonel Panic. I'm sorry. You're 100% right. I thought you meant like putting equals in the equation. I saw that equal symbol and I thought we were talking about math. But right now this is 13 mod 2. Yep, that'll give us the remainder. Okay. So theoretically it should be possible to do the math to squeeze those 28 values out of half of that number. Theoretically, it's going to be possible. We just have to do the work. But it ain't fun work. Alright, so we shot way over the 2-hour mark for the day, though, so let's get this closed down.
Goodbye, stupid. We've had a lot of fun on your crappy computer. Please don't ever come back.
Just the bits relative for that frame. I know, it's not the hardest thing in the world. It's not as hard as I'm making it out to be. It's just a thing where you gotta get past that hurdle first. And as it is, if we decide to go through with that, then the first thing we do next weekend is we're gonna have to work that out. Which is not fun. But if we work it out, then 28 slots of yes or no that we can work with. Assuming the math works. Alright, well, it's not fun. It's very unfun, but if we get it working, that'll let us do basically a Zelda dungeon starring Homer and Bart. I don't even know how the Homer and Bart part would work. I don't know how you would have two characters going through the dungeon. No, I'm just dwelling on it. The math that has to be done and all that. Okay, anyway, that's enough. We've gone on way too long. It's time to take a break. It's time to take a break. Alright. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Really do. Tune in Tuesday for hour-long mini-stream at 8 o'clock. Tune in Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern for... I don't know if that's going to be the end of the Monkey Island. I don't know how much is left in that game, but that's what it's going to be. And the next Saturday, we're going to try and figure out this math shit so that we can start on this stage. It's going to be weird, but we'll figure something out. Alright. Oh, my head hurts. I think this whole last half hour of the stream has damaged my head. Ugh. What's that? Gamers, am I going bald? Am I balding? Am I bald? Am I bald? Oh no! No, I think I'm fine. I think I'm good. Do I have bald? Hello? Gamers, am I bald? No, I think my hairline's just weird. I think that's just how my hair parts. That might just be how my hair parts. I might not have any hair. This might all be fake. Okay. Enough of this. I'm gonna go, like, piss down the stairs. How do I turn this off?